Hello everyone, I wanted to show you a build for Warhammer 40k Martyr for Assassin. This is what I'm using as my main character both in season and the main game. Without season I also have level 100 Assassin. So it's gonna be a DPS character with quite good defense. We'll start with small section of combat and then I will very thoroughly and in a detailed way explain all the elements of the build, so it's gonna take a while. As you can see, I did this crusade, well, those how many? 9 missions in 27 minutes, so he can clear in around 3 minutes every mission. We'll play the Supreme mission. Now consider that this is +2 level mission. And also we'll have to consider what happens with the tarot cards, just to see how the build works. So I'm gonna go for a relic. Okay. And then we'll go for tarot cards. Okay. They are armored, so basically melee characters will take less damage, probably. And let's go maybe for, well, XP, I don't need XP. So maybe what else? Maybe duplication. Where is duplication? Not here. Regular. Horde. Give me a moment. Yeah, duplicate. I guess we can do it. Time. Movement speed. Okay, so basically melee should take less damage, but it should be more or less what the character can do normally. Of course with the modifiers, right? So we'll take a little bit more damage and we'll deal a little bit less damage. Now I was able to do everything in Impeccable Crusade, all the missions, but I failed it because I didn't have all the data. But I was able to do all the missions in the entire Crusade with this character. So she can do pretty much up to +8, I think, difficulty. And of course you can very quickly grind all normal missions, all the content, the campaign of course, and the weekly grinding of Glory and Fate and all that stuff. And of course Void Crusades, especially if you do a short one. Sorry for quality, but the game is barely working on my PC, so well, you have to bear with me. I just want to show you combat. It's a graph gun build also, but that in a moment when it loads. It's very easy to use. We have a nice area of effect coverage. We just used 2 buttons. Usually we spam number 2 or we hold number 1. So if we hold number 1, it's just this. We clear very quickly. Enemy after enemy, it just bounces from enemy to enemy on its own. We don't have to target a lot. And if there is a bigger group, we just nuke them with number 2. And instantly we can use it again. Now it's on cooldown, but whenever we hit a big group, it's constantly regaining the cooldown up to no cooldown, so we can just spam it. If there is smaller groups, we can just use number 1, and whenever there is a bigger group, then number 2, and it should clear. So let's maybe clear those guys here as well. I'm gonna try to kite and just throw some of these. Number 2, 1 time, 2nd time, and they should be slowly popping. Yes, I threw it a couple of times, and now I'm just holding number 1. That's 1 boss down. Now I'm taking damage, 2nd boss down. I will kite a bit, and there you go, everything dead. Right, so quite quickly. We still take damage, sadly. This is on season, so maybe these spikes of damage come from the season mechanic. I'm not entirely sure why it happens, because as you will see in a moment, I have quite significant defenses on this character, and yet still I take quite a lot of damage, but at least we can kill quickly. Right, so I'm just gonna take everything. Crafting materials, I don't think I need crafting materials, so I'm just gonna take everything else. Right, tarot cards, we took more chance for tarot cards, so that helps with Void Crusade. And some items, good. I'm not gonna check the loot, I'm gonna do it after the video. So we can just go to the bridge. Maybe let's check the bonus. There's no experience, of course, because this is max level character. Okay, so as you can see, you can clear Supreme missions, and of course you can do Void Crusade reasonably quickly. Even like this, 10 missions is like half an hour, so quite effective. And now the worst part, I will have to show you the whole character, layer after layer. So maybe let's go to this location. Actually we got something nice, +1 accuracy, good. Alright, so let's go to character first. So this is background infiltrator assassin. I always use those two perks. This is 20 dodge, Nephrine monger, and this is precognitive evasion. That's 10 dodge. So because of those two skills, we have 30 dodge and we have 59 dodge. I think 60 is the cap, so that's almost the cap. And also we use adaptive efficiency. This is for overheat threshold, which helps very much with Gravgun. So Gravgun kinda needs this, and those two are for dodge, because otherwise we'd only have 29% dodge. If you, for whatever reason, have capped the dodge, you can change those, probably for something with damage. But otherwise those are very useful. That's 30 dodge right there. And then I have, maybe we first look at the numbers here. I have capped damage reduction, all three resists. So physical heat, warp, and damage reduction, all are capped. Then a little bit into suppression damage. At this point I have 31%. It helps to have more, but well, that's what I have. Also we have 32% critical chance and 30 strength. So basically every third attack does critical, and this Gravgun gun hits a lot. It hits many targets and it hits quite often. So number 2 ticks, and the channeled skill number 1 also ticks quite quickly. So you'll be seeing a lot of crits going on. We also have 188% physical damage and 13%, so there's 200% damage here. Also bigger bonus to suppression damage, a little bit, 47 movement speed on this build, so it also helps, even though I don't have passive movement 3 at all. And that's pretty much it, right? So I'm gonna maybe leave it like this and roll it here, so you should see all the numbers if someone is interested. Now all the points into accuracy, that's for damage. We have all the passives here activated, and then whatever is left we go into this to get some dodge. We have 10 points, actually 14, so that's probably 7 dodge coming from this. And well, if you can somehow put it higher, then that's good. If you can get any into bloodlust, that's also good, but it's not that important. Well, if you just happen to have higher numbers, that's good, but that's what I have. 34, 14 and 9 total. So that's the attributes and the numbers, the general numbers, and the perks. Then we have maybe inventory later. Let's go with morality. Morality, I go for Puritan because I want 10% warp resistance. This helps with resistances. And then we can put a little bit points into passives, and well, unlocks Puritan perk, but it's not important. It's not maxed, so we would have some other options and bonuses to items, and that would unlock some passives, but I'm not using them. I'm actually using other passives, so well, you can switch around a bit if you ever max it, but mine isn't maxed. So going to passives, it's gonna be also quite a long section. So area of effects, just full, almost full. This is what damage to mind skills, those are not important, but we have the rest. Very important is this one. Every time you hit, actually if you kill, right, on hit and on kill, right, so those can instantly reduce cooldown on area of effect. So this is our number 2 attack. This is very, very important, key to the build, and of course helps with Gravgun because it has area of effect attack, but this is very useful to lower the cooldown on our area of effect skill, this sort of black hole that we use. So we have to go all the way here to get this eradicative protocols. So basically area of effects, almost everything aside from mines, which we don't use. Ranged combat, well, You can use some of it. I kind of used it to dump some points into it. This helps because this is against slowed, shocked, stunned. So whenever somebody gets debuff, that's gonna work. And here we have cooling time reduction, very useful. And that is what? Well, that's maybe, not really. This is just a cover. I don't use cover at all, and I don't use dodge. But we do get some critical hits here, so that's useful. Overall, we need this cooling reduction because it helps. And then we have, what else is here? Yeah, there's also bonus for our well, that's left mouse button attack, which we might use against some bosses if we are one-on-one situation. That helps with our main attack on Gravgun. But usually we'll destroy everything with explosions and just spamming either number 2 or number 1. If the enemy is still standing, you can just use a left mouse button. So then it helps. Critical hits are maxed. I do use critical hits, so of course that's just maxed, everything is here. So this might help. Physical attacks, this is for Gravgun because it's using physical, so of course the whole tree here. Debuffs, also entire tree. We will do more damage when the enemy is debuffed, and basically we'll be able to do yes, additional bonus here. There would be duration of the status effects. Also we can have longer slow, for instance. Well, all that stuff generally is useful. Critical hit strength, again, that's 20 if the enemy has 4 debuffs, so could be 20 critical hit strength and 20 damage to that enemy. So basically whenever they get debuffed, they get hit for even more, so that helps. Now I don't have anything in health, but I have in defense. Defense is basically very important because you need those resistances to cap. So I used all of them. Whatever else was useful here, I also used that dodge, that's damage reduction. Energy shield, I don't use energy shield, I don't use cover, and that's, well, could be useful, but I don't think it's that often happening that you get slow and shock. So well, I just save 1 point here. And then Puritan Path, we have 3 points, so that's Reflected Warp. This can kill the mages, the, well, psychics, I guess they're called. So some warp damage can be reflected and even kill enemies. That is bonus 5% to some enemies and 20% against demons. So this is useful. I would put more points here, but I don't have unlocked. So normally you would maybe use this, Holy Shield, and well, I guess maybe this, but probably mostly Holy Shield. If you have it maxed, then maybe you can move 1 point from range combat, because those two only give 3% damage. That's not much, but overall that would be the passives. Now the inventory. That would be the last element. So I'm gonna slowly move from piece to piece. Maybe we start with the some doctrines. So we have 50% physical. Shocked enemies explode on kill, dealing area damage, right? So this is one element for explosions. Then we have another 50% physical, so that's 100%. And then we have another 50% on Gravgun, with physical resistance of enemies is halved. So we have 150% damage to our Gravgun, and they have lowered resistance. Plus the explosions. Explosions are important. We have explosions on shock, and then we have also every 10th enemy explodes on kill. So basically you want some sort of explosion on weapon, either this one or the 15% chance to every enemy killed, and you want this shocked enemies explode on kill. Those two are very useful, because then we can make those massive chain reactions and everything dies in the explosion. So now slowly, item after item, right? So this one gives movement, speed, and resistances. This is useful to cap them. Basically all the resistances are on neural implant, and we do get 14% movement whenever we have a green suppression status. Then this eye implant, what do we have here? Oh, this is something changed. I think there's, yeah, this is some weird stuff, because that's the changed stuff in the nearest patch. This area of effect damage bonus. Not sure what happened there. But overall we have movement, speed, damage bonus on hit taken. That's useful because we always get hit. Range damage, again, that's helping us to reach the 200% bonus. Then more bonus against debuffed enemies. Blazing Echo, we have accuracy and bloodlust 4 points, and damage bonus for area of effect skill. This is useful because of course we use number 2 all the time on the Graf gun, so that helps with area of effect. And even more bonus against those debuffed enemies. Also we have this specific effect, hitting an enemy affected by Inferno can do additional well, explosion. So that's like third element for our explosion, but this is specific to the season. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but I guess it helps. Right. This item, this is a lower item, 85. Those all were, let's see, yes, all were level 90. This one is 85, but look at this. We have more resistances and damage reduction again. We also have dodge in this and suppression damage reduction. So this is very defensive item, very useful. So if you get items like that, they might be even better than relics. It just depends what you get, but sometimes you might want to use a lower item, not necessarily even a relic item, if it has better stats. Just look at the stats, and if the stats are what you want, then keep using it, even if it's a low level item. Then we have a teleporter. Again, that's this changed skill area of effect. Not sure what's going on with that, but we do get 15% bonus on green, and then additional movement speed and physical. So that's useful. Loot quality not so much. I could probably change it by this moment, but at this point it's, I guess, okay. And that's the armor. We want to have this slow time skill on armor, so that's gonna be very useful sometimes to catch the moving skulls and the, well, I don't know how they are called, but well, those skulls that you have to catch in some Void Crusade missions. So this very much helps. Also, the skill is actually useful because I had something different, but movement speed is capped on 50%. So I had before a movement speed, but this is actually cool. It can avoid and reflect enemy attack. So this actually improves our survivability. Only 8% chance, but still, it's better than nothing. And of course, more resistances and reduction. We need to reach those caps because this really lowers our chance to get nuked. Also, the aura only takes 3 slots. So I put damage reduction into other 3 slots to just reach the cap. If you have it capped, then you can put something else there, probably damage. But, well, there's also an option to just reach the cap. So once you have the aura, you have 3 slots free, and you can fix whatever is still missing in the character. And then we have inoculator. That's again survival accuracy, a chance for supply charge, so we can get well, I guess it just improves our teleportation at this point, so it's kind of useless. But well, I was using it before. Movement speed again, so it reaches this 47%, and we are always focused because our HP is usually over 88%, right? So most of the time we'll be focused permanently. And that is the weapon, of course. So level 90, those were all, yeah, kind of level 90, but this one's at 85. So weapon, of course, level 90 because of the damage. We have damage bonus directly, critical hit chance, so that's a lot, 11 out of our 30 something, 34 I think, so that's quite a lot. And critical hit strength is not bad together with crit chance, and then again bonus for the debuffed enemies, so they really take a lot of damage, probably 100% more damage when they are debuffed, because we have all the bonuses from passives and from the gear. And of course they have lowered resistances. This is quite useful. Damage bonus when protected, so when we are in green, this item gives us 36 damage, 36% damage plus physical damage, of course. And again, we have this bugged area of effect skill. Maybe it's useless now, I'm not sure exactly what they changed, but well, I was using it before. And suppression damage bonus, not bad, because we can well, deal more suppression damage, and then enemies can get crowd controlled easier. But the damage is most important. It's like 36 plus 11, that's 47 damage out of one item, plus the 26 damage on the signal itself. And here similar, right, we have 34 percent damage, and physical, of course. So again, that's like more than 40% damage from this item. And that's it, guys. So that's it completely. I was trying to do melee when I was starting the character, but that didn't work. So those are just there, just to exist. And basically that's my build to go. So it kind of works. As you can see, I collected quite a lot of stuff. I have some mem viruses, quite a lot of loot that was from the crusade, and all the pieces here. I also have at this point capped all the fate, so I have all the DLC, and the character took 138 hours to make, so that was the whole grind up to level 100. So if you are still struggling in season, that's how long it might take. So I guess that was helpful for you. If you want to share some builds, I would be very grateful, especially for a video with commentary just like mine, because I'm still working on other classes and I would really like to see a better DPS or a tank, some tank character with a good explanation how it works, that the character can survive in minus 99% damage dealt and actually kill something, and also survive the 800% damage taken, which is on the high level missions. I wasn't able to do it. I saw some builds, but I didn't see explanations. So if you know those builds, especially tanks, I would be very grateful. And of course, if you can improve my build, or if you have a better build in terms of damage, I would be very grateful as well. It doesn't matter what class, probably mostly Crusaders and Assassins, because I'm not really good with Psyker and my Psyker is lower level. But well, if you have a Psyker, you can also show me. So share the builds, make a video if you can, that would be very cool. Or maybe direct me to some well, explanation on paper, right? So some written form, but I would prefer a video with just explanation what is used and how it works. So I hope that was useful. If I ever make another build, I might also publish more videos for Martyr, but I'm not entirely sure if I will be making more characters. I might make one for each class, maybe, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm also not sure what's gonna happen after the season ends. So this is generally my go-to character. I played the most with Assassin on both season and non-season, and I have only Assassin and at max level. So well, this is just my go-to character. So if you don't know what to choose, then this one works. It will carry you through at least three tiers. Yes, 3 tiers of season for sure. Maybe even tier 4 if you can do an impeccable crusade somehow. I tried with a guide, but I failed, even though I beaten all the missions, so I personally gave up, but I was able to do all the missions in the impeccable crusade. So this is a very, very useful character. Also, if you don't have maxed fate, if you still have DLCs to buy, if you're still grinding glory, if you're grinding anything in the game, this character is very useful because you have very fast clears and you can really burn through missions quickly. So if you don't have much time to play, then this one should work pretty good for you. There might be better builds, but so far for me that was the most efficient class and the most efficient weapon. So overall I would say Assassin with Gravgun, maybe Crusader with Gravgun as well, because he's really very similar. You can do pretty much the same stuff. I just don't happen to have level 100 Crusader to make sure that he will be probably more tanky, but aside from that I'm not entirely sure if he'll be actually better or worse. But you can copy most of this build to Crusader. Psykers cannot use Gravgun, so that would need a completely different build. But for Assassin this definitely works. It worked for me. I have 500 hours in this game, so maybe it would be useful for you as well. And if you have a better build, then just share. I will be very grateful, and I will try to improve my build, maybe change some passive trees or whatever. So that will be it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one, maybe with Martyr or maybe with something else. So see you guys next time.